Hey guys, so I came home earlier today from my last exam and I found this in my mailbox. Looks like fun, huh? Yeah. So let me explain why I'm doing this. I was on Tumblr the other day, just, tumbling around as I do, and I found this one excerpt of this book. Except it was someone singing it to the tune of Adele's Set Fire to the Rain. And it was just so hilarious that I was like, I have to read this book. So basically I bought this because I don't want to have to read off a PDF, and I ordered it so I wouldn't have to go and ask people where I could find it and people wouldn't judge me. Yeah, that's basically it. A lot of people have told me, Jelly, don't do this. You don't want to do this to yourself. But a lot of people have also told me that it's really, really good, and I can't keep calling it crap if I haven't read it, because that would just make me a douche, and I don't want to be a douche. So, yeah. So I've just finished chapter 1 of this book. I actually read through it last night, not just now. It was just 11 o'clock at night, and I didn't want to vlog then. Basically, it's not the most eventful chapter. All that really happens is Anna explaining to us that she has to go and do an interview for her friend who is sick, and she's going to interview Mr. Christian Grey, who is a very successful entrepreneur, and he funds their university. She starts off the book by talking about brushing her hair. Look at that giant pink paragraph there, that's her brushing her hair. That's how she starts her book. She talks about brushing her hair for a paragraph. Really eventful, really kind of hooks in the reader, doesn't it? Brushing your hair. We saw from the beginning that she describes herself as a pale, brown-haired girl with blue eyes too big for her face staring back at her. And later on we find out that she doesn't fit in, and she prefers to fade into the background. We've got another one of those heroines. I don't know why everyone finds that unique or anything, because we've had several of those, and I keep forgetting that this is an Ascended fanfiction, so I don't know why I'm surprised. God. So she arrives at the place. She arrives at Grey Enterprises, and it's all glass, steel, and white. Haha. 50 Shades of Grey. Get it? Anastasia Steele, Christian Grey. Okay, so she arrives there. Everybody's all professional, and she doesn't fit in well at all. Who knew? She gets into the elevator, and it whisks her at terminal velocity to the 20th floor. Apparently, that's not possible, but Josh says it's a metaphor, so let's roll with that for now. So she finally gets up to the 20th floor, and they sit her down for a few minutes, and she waits nervously. And then finally, they tell her it's okay to go in. I push open the door and stumble through, tripping over my own feet and falling headfirst into the office. Double crap! Me and my 2 left feet. I am on my hands and knees in the doorway to Mr. Grey's office, and gentle hands are around me, helping me to stand. Wouldn't you know it? She's so clumsy that she's a pale, brown-haired girl who is supposedly unattractive, and she trips and falls right into the arms of her love interest. Like, that hasn't ever happened before. I also like the fact that she said double crap, because that's a thing people say. Double crap. I'm gonna say that now, you'll just see it happen. She finds out that Mr. Christian Grey is actually very young and very attractive, with bright grey eyes. Who knew? She's so nervous that she blinks rapidly, her eyelids matching her heart rate. How ridiculous would that look if your eyelids were matching your heart rate? Okay, so she explains why she's there. She tends to blush a lot. I couldn't agree more, Miss Steele, he replies in a soft voice, and for some inexplicable, I find myself blushing. That's page 8. Page 9, I flush. Page 9 later on, my cheeks heat. Page 10, my face flushes again. Page 13, my face is aflame. Page 15, I blush. It's apparently Christian Grey just has this thing, this ability to make people blush, because apparently it's not just her. It's his assistant. She flushes bright pink. Oh good, it's not just me. Oh, and that's the other thing I noticed, the fact that her thoughts are italicized, even though the entire book is written in her perspective. Why? Why? Yeah, so she does the interview. Mr. Grey turns out to be arrogant, and she says this about 3 times over the next few pages. Maybe you're just lucky. This isn't on Kate's list, but he's so arrogant. His eyes flare momentarily in surprise. It's 1. Page 11, but holy crap, he's arrogant. And before that, my mouth drops open. I am staggered by his lack of humility. And I'd just like to point out that he says, if I were to decide that I was no longer interested in the telecommunications business and sell, 20,000 people would struggle to make their mortgage payments after a month or so. How is that not humble? That's true. He's the CEO, and if he decided that he didn't like his business anymore and sold it, there would be 20,000 people who wouldn't have jobs. How? That's not arrogant. That's just true. What the hell? Yeah, and then they finish up the interview. She's really nervous about it. Yeah, they finish up the interview, and she gets into the elevator, and yeah, that's it. That's the end of the chapter. Christian, I reply, and mercifully the doors close, and that's it. That's the end of the first chapter. Guess we'll have to see what happens with chapter 2.